Physician's foot. Greetings, friends. My name's Brittany, if you've never been here before, and today's video is going to be one that I wish had been on YouTube a couple of months ago when I was searching for it, but I literally could find no videos on the product that we're going to be discussing today, which if you paid attention to the title and the thumbnail, which I'm assuming you did since you clicked on this video and you're here, today is going to be a review and swatches and just a comprehensive look at the Physicians Formula Butter Collection X Weylie Hoang, I believe is how you pronounce it. I've actually never heard of this girl, but her face is in this palette and she is absolutely beautiful. I feel like I should have looked into who she is. I didn't. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do that before the end of this video, but I saw Trend Mood post a photo of this on their page. If you're not familiar with Trend Mood, you should follow that on Instagram if you want news on all the new makeup releases, because she is just on top of that. But I saw a photo of this palette and I was like, that is so gorgeous. I want to know if it's going to be good for my skin tone, because I don't know if you noticed, but Miss Weylie is just a little bit tanner than me, so I wanted to know if the palette would be good for me. And when I looked online, I couldn't find any videos on it. And since I haven't seen anybody that I normally watch post any, so I was like, you know what? I am going to post one just in case someone's searching for it, because I did find this in Target today, which means it is in Targets currently, and you might be like, I wonder if it's any good. Now I can tell you if you click here. So that's what this video is going to be. I'm going to give you swatches on my skin tone as well as my husband's, who is tanner than me, because I feel like that can be important since she's tanner than me and he's tanner than me. Just makes sense. Yes, that's what this video is going to be. If you like this idea or anything about it when you're watching it, give it a like if you would like, because I would like to know what you like, and I think it's time that we stop talking about it and start being about it and get into this video. Do you want to do that? Let's do that. Let's do that right now. Right now. If you would like to see my review and swatches and a tutorial and just see me apply, not really a tutorial, I'm gonna like use it on my face, use it on my eyes as eyeshadow, just to kind of show you all the scopes of what you could do with this palette. And if you want to see it, just keep on watching. Okay, so I just looked up who Weylie is, and it looks like she is a YouTuber, like a vlogger, and she doesn't really do beauty. She more so does vlogs, like travel vlogs and eating vlogs, things like that. And she has an absolutely beautiful like Instagram feed, something that I, wish I could accomplish. I'm not really one for having a cohesive, pretty looking Instagram. It's mostly just like my life with not much photo editing, because I never learned how to be this professional. But she is gorgeous. My God. Can I look like you? How? I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and try this on my face, and hopefully at the end I'll look like Weylie. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. So, okay, so as you can see, hopefully, I have no blush, bronzer, highlight, eyeshadow, anything on my face. I thought that I would sit here and do all of it out of this palette. So let me show you the inside, even though I gave you a couple of peeks when I was telling you about Miss Weylie. Okay, so this is what the inside of the palette looks like here. It has 2 blushes, 2 bronzers, and 2 highlighters. And they are honestly so beautiful. If you've ever tried the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, you know the formula already. It is very loved and is very popular for a reason. And I did already put my fingers in these because I absolutely couldn't wait, and I wanted to put, a swatch boomerang on Instagram, which my Instagram is Bratterstein. If you want to follow there and know what's coming ever, that's the way to know. And these feel even softer and smoother and more buttery than the butter bronzer that I have. To be fair, the butter bronzer that I have is old as shit, and it's probably expired. And you know how when like the pan gets old, it gets like stiffer? So I don't remember if in its infancy it was as smooth as this, but these are like crazy smooth, especially like this guy right here. Whew, it was insane. I swatched this one, and I put it on my mother-in-law, and it was just like so beautiful on her skin tone. But anyway, let's put these on my cheeks, put these on my eyes, do some swatches, and talk about what we think. Okay, so it looks like 4 of the shades in this palette are limited edition, and that is the 2 highlights and the 2 blushes. The bronzers must be already existing formulas. So it's this one, which is Whimsical, this one, which is Golden Hour, this one, which is Apricot, and this one that is Wildflower. And honestly, I don't even know, like Apricot is what like, I wanted that blush. Because I mean, like, oh, it's so good. But Wildflower is also really stunning, and it looks like something that I'd wear on the day-to-day. Let's just do it. Okay, I got my big bronzer brush, And I'm going to start by dipping into this one right here, which is Sunset Bronzer. This is deep bronzer, so if this is too light, which I doubt, I'll deepen it up with this. Maybe we'll do it anyway, but we're going to start with Sunset Bronzer. Ooh, there's a little more kick up than I remember these having. I should bring the headband out. You guys haven't seen the headband in forever. I found it. Cool, it's bronze. There's a lot of powder fluffing off. It has the usual butter bronzer scent that we've all come to know and love if we've ever tried one of their butter bronzers or butter blushes. I've tried the bronzers and the blushes, but I have not tried the highlights. This actually seems to be a really nice shade. Gives a nice, like, sun-kissed look. This is really natural for my skin tone. I don't know if you can tell the difference. There's this guy right here versus this guy right here. I do want to show you the pan because if you have a problem with kick up, this might be an issue for you. That is what we have going on in the pan right now. You can't just blow it away as I just did. It's clean, but if that's an issue for you, this shade has a lot of kick up. Let's dip into deep bronzer first and use that to deepen it up. And that's what we have as far as kick up there. I'm going soft in with this because I feel like this is too deep for me, but I want to try them both out for you so you can see. Oh yeah, it's a little deep and a little orange for my skin tone. Whew, gotta go in light-handed. I kind of knew going into it that this might not be all for me and my skin tone, but it's just so pretty that I wanted to try it and I wanted to get a review up on it. Whew. That is not my shade though. It is gorgeous though. It has a really pretty, like, do you see how sheeny my cheek is as opposed to this cheek? It looks like, it almost looks like I have highlighter on. Let me grab a brush with nothing on it and try to, like, you know, buff over everything, kind of smooth it together. If in the summer when I get slightly tanner, which I don't get much tanner, but if I get slightly tanner, this could be a better match. But doing that definitely made a difference. Cool. Let me do the other side. I feel like this shade, the first shade, which was Sunset Bronzer, is just really pretty. Yeah, that's gorgeous. And now I'll deepen it up again with what? Deep bronzer. And it's gonna be too dark, and we gonna fix it after. It is what it is. I'm just very tan. Cool. I think I look nice and tan. What do you think? Okay, let's go into highlight. So for highlight, out of the two, I already know that this is too dark for me. I mean, look at my skin and look at that highlight. Like, and I've already swatched it, so I know. Is there hair on my nose? Okay. So I'm going to be going in with this guy here, which was called Whimsical, which I don't know if you can tell on camera. Let me see. It's a beautiful, like, pinky highlight with some gold detail going through it. I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully you can. It's really beautiful in person. Hopefully I can get a photo that shows how truly beautiful it is. But I'm going to go ahead and put that on my cheeks real quick. And I'm going to dip in. Let's see what the kick-up's like. Oh, nowhere near like the bronzer. Not even close. There it is on the brush. And there's Weylie. Now let's put it on the cheek. Whew, that is pretty. Goodness gracious. Me, oh my. Whew, that is like really beautiful. And since these are sort of like buttery, creamy formulas, I like to afterwards kind of go over and massage the excess in with my finger because it is a different type of formula. And oh, that's so pretty. It's like a rose gold almost. I like that a lot. Okay, let's do the other side. Let's just pop that on. Dude, that's so pretty. I've never used their highlighters before. I know that they came out with a couple shades, but I never picked them up. But man, this is really pretty. The shades they've come out with before just weren't really on my speed, but this one, I like it. I'm gonna quickly add a little bit to my nose and, ooh. all my highlight spots. Pretty, look at that nose highlight. Ding! Okay, blush, 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 blush. I don't know what to do. Okay, I think I'm gonna take Wildflower and put it like higher up, and then put Apricot right on like the little balls. Yeah, let's do that. So I have my very stained Alamar Cosmetics blush brush. I'm dipping into Wildflower. And let's put it on my cheeks up here, over that highlight to blend the two together. That's really pretty. I really like that shade. Ooh, and it looks good with that highlight. I like that a lot. Tap it on over the higher part of the cheek. That looks really pretty. I feel like I'm going to use that a lot. And now Apricot, I feel like is going to be so pretty, especially in the summer. Like, we're getting into spring right now, which Wildflower says spring to me, but imagine in the summer, this Apricot shade. Oh, let's put it on those balls. Wow, that's really pretty. Those colors with that highlight, look at that, bro. Bruh. Weylie, you beautiful bitch. I don't know you, I'm sorry to call you a bitch. Put a little of that on my nose. That is pretty. That is like seriously pretty. Oh, okay. So let me quickly throw on like the quickest eye look ever with just like some of the bronzers in the crease. And then let me show you some swatches and let's talk about what I think about it on my skin tone. Okay, so this is the completed look, doing my face and my eyes with the Physicians Formula Butter Collection X Weylie Hoang. Anyways, yeah, this is the look I was able to create. It looks very soft and warm and summery, and I could see myself doing this like in the summer and spring because it just looks so fresh and nice. Like, do you see that? And all the shades do have like a shimmer or a sheen to them because they're like bronzers. But it doesn't look bad on the eyes at all. It actually looks really nice and really fresh. And ignore like some redness that's happening here. It's not this. This has just been happening to my eyes lately because why not? If it's not one thing with my eyes, it's another, right? The rash thing and the allergic reaction and now this, whatever. But let me give you some quick swatches on me little arm here. I'll bring my husband in to do some swatches on his nice deep skin tone and then we will discuss my first impressions and go from there. Cool? Cool. Okay, let's do the two highlighters first. So this is Whimsical right here. This is Golden Hour right here. So you can see they are quite sheeny there. It's actually kind of insane how sheeny they are. Okay, for the blushes, we got this one and we got this one. Okay, we have Apricot right here. And we have Wildflower right here. As you may notice, the blushes are a little lighter and more buildable than the bronzers were. I put a little more on there so you can see it more true to color, but they are a softer formula and they're not overly pigmented right away, which is why they work on my lighter skin tone, which I appreciate very much, even though I don't typically like have trouble finding things that work for my skin tone, but I am happy that these are buildable blushes, so they do. And now for the bronzers, we got this bad boy here and this bad boy here. So first we have deep bronzer right here and sunset bronzer right here. So as you can probably see, deep bronzer is more orangey based, super warm, super deep, and sunset bronzer is more of like a yellow based tan bronze, which is typically what I gravitate towards for bronzer. Now let me bring in my husband and show you some swatches on his arm real quick, and then we will talk final thoughts. So these are the swatches on my husband's skin. Beautiful Guatemalan skin compared to them on my white skin. Okay, thank you for your services.
You're welcome.
High five. Okay, so you saw me put it on my face, you saw me put it on my eyes, you saw me put it on my arm, you saw me put it on my husband's arm. Hopefully that gives you enough information. This is what I think. I think that this palette is definitely marketed towards somebody a bit deeper than me, but there are still several shades in here that I can use easily. This shade works pretty well. It's a borderline, just right. If you're any lighter than me, this is honestly probably not a palette for your face, except for the blushes. The blushes are sheer enough that I believe somebody lighter than me could use them, and I even wonder with apricot how that would look on somebody deeper, because it was a little bit washed out on my husband's arm. That doesn't mean it wouldn't look beautiful on the cheek, but if you're lighter than me, I think the only two things you could really use on the face would be the blush, unless you go in with a super light hand in the bronzers, because I feel like the bronzers are, well, deep bronze is too dark for me. Deep bronzer. Sunset bronzer is beautiful, and I'll probably get a lot of use out of that. These two are beautiful. I'll use them a lot. Golden Hour, man. Golden Hour is probably one of the most beautiful shades I've ever seen in anything. I wish I could, oh, my hands are so dirty. Let me just put it on my two fingers. This shade is so stunning. I wish that it was made for me, but you know what? There's a lot of stuff made for me. I envy the girl or boy, the human who can wear this and have it look like the right shade on them, because it is so gorgeous. So if you're deep, I'm jealous, because that's one of the prettiest shades I've ever seen. It just doesn't work for me. Whimsical is beautiful. I love the way it looks in the pan with the pink and the gold ribboning, I believe is what you call it. At least that's what you call it in ice cream when there's chocolate. But overall, I would give this palette, I think I'd give it an A. It might not be made exactly for me, but not everything needs to be made exactly for me, and it can still work for me. It'll just work better for somebody a little bit darker, which I think is fine. And that's that on that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I'm glad that I bought it, and I'm excited to continue using it. Of course, if you like me, whatever, subscribe, join the Brat Pack, and hit the bell. Those are the only two things that YouTube seems to care about. Actually, any engagement is good engagement, especially with a small channel. So like, comment, subscribe, even if you just say like hi, like anything helps. So please do. That felt desperate. But anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me when you could be anywhere else in the world. I hope you enjoyed this quick little review. Maybe I'll start doing this more often instead of doing like videos that have a ton of stuff in it. I'll just do like standalone videos on random small products that you might be interested in seeing. Let me know if you'd like that. And again, as I said before, and as I always say, thank you for hanging out with me when you could be anywhere else in the world. I think that's really dope, and I hope to see you in my next video. Okay, bye.